Hi, I am Albert Gao from ninth grade, and today I'm going to share with all of you here a speech about perfectionism and renewal. I'm a student, and when it comes to being a student in a rigorous school, it means homework, projects, stress, exam, and lots of anxieties. I think the majority of you would agree with me on that getting things done is hard, especially if you're like me. Now, if you don't know me, I procrastinate all the time, and this is because I'm a perfectionist. And for a fear of failure, I procrastinate. Through this speech, hopefully, I can convey how I overcame my struggles against perfectionism and was able to improve myself. Allow me to share with you an experience from my time in middle school. We were given a daunting English project that accounted for a significant portion of our overall grade. We had 3 weeks to complete it. Given the magnitude of this project, I knew I couldn't afford to procrastinate as I often did with other assignments. On the day the assignment was assigned, I was determined to make this essay perfect, something that would leave a lasting impression on my teacher. I envisioned myself as a knight in shining armor, presenting to my English teacher with a beautifully written farewell note before embarking on the treacherous journey of high school. Now, to complete this perfect piece, I meticulously planned every step of the process. I created the perfect outline on one day, gathered the perfect quotes on another, drafted the perfect introduction, body paragraph, and conclusion on separate days. However, reality did not align with my idealized plan. I found myself paralyzed when it actually came to start writing. Every day became kind of this vicious cycle. I prepared everything perfectly and had the intention to begin, but just couldn't start. Fear and self-doubt took hold. Nothing I wrote seemed good enough, and this feeling of inadequacy was overwhelming. Anxiety consumed me, leading to further procrastination. Days passed by, and before I knew it, I had missed the due dates, which resulted in a rushed, poorly written, and entirely unsatisfactory essay. This experience still remains one of my darkest memories till this day. So you may be wondering, what exactly happened? To help illustrate my point, I would like to share a photo that highlights the struggles I faced during this time. This graph illustrates the impact of perfectionism on task performance. It depicts a vicious cycle that many perfectionists experience. Imagine yourself a perfectionist, constantly fearing failure, which leads to procrastination. Consequently, you find yourself criticizing your lack of progress, blaming yourself for not being able to finish the task. This self-criticism then causes anxiety and depression, resulting in a loss of confidence and an even greater fear of failure. We've all just gained a glimpse into the world of a perfectionist. Basically, think of being a perfectionist as a paranoid monkey. And there are 2 types of paranoid monkeys: the perfectionistic striving monkey, whom we'll call Robert, and the perfectionistic concerned monkey, whom we'll call Bob. To help you understand their differences better, I have created visual scenarios for each of them. In the scenario I have created, Robert and Bob are both hungry. On the verge of starvation, they spot a beautiful tree filled with bananas, but it is surrounded by mud. Let's just see the outcomes, shall we? So, what happened? Robert, as a perfectionistic striving monkey, strives for perfectionism. Without a doubt, he manages to grab the banana, but not perfectly as he intended, since he gets dirty from the mud, resulting in his frown. This illustrates how striving for perfectionism can be tiring and fill you with anxiety. Bob, on the other hand, what happened? As you can see from his notebook, he had planned everything out perfectly. Step 1, dig into the ground to find metal. Step 2, build a machine to grab the banana. Bob has set incredibly high standards for himself. However, despite having a detailed plan, he fails to achieve it because his standards are unattainably high. These examples may be exaggerated, but as a perfectionist myself, I find them highly accurate in capturing my struggles. In fact, in many ways, I was a paranoid monkey, Bob. But through recognizing the harms of perfectionism and exploring the psychology behind perfectionists, I was able to overcome perfectionism. In fact, today, I'm here to share how personal renewal can be achieved through changing my mindset and setting realistic expectations. This year, I have been entrusted with numerous honorable and challenging tasks by multiple teachers. I have taken on leadership roles in managing the football team and working backstage on the drama team. I have also had the privilege of hosting this year's 12th grade graduation and speaking at this TED Talk. If I were still my old self, I am sure I would have crumbled under the pressure. But here I am, with my finished slides, completed script, and soon a finished speech. Let me share how I was able to achieve personal renewal through changing my mindset. Before, I thought nothing I did was good enough, so I would choose to not face it at all. But in the process of preparing for this TED Talk and being a host of the grade 12 graduation ceremony, I understood to just start. Instead of worrying how I could make everything perfect, for this TED Talk, I focused on getting it done and conveying a good message, my message, instead of a perfect one. For being a graduation host, I learned to take responsibility instead of running away from it. I also thought of hosting not solely as a task I have to accomplish flawlessly, but as a way to show my gratitude to the graduating seniors. I was able to achieve personal renewal through setting realistic expectations. Through personal renewal, I learned to set more realistic goals as a leader, to improve the team as a whole before setting goals and having expectations that are beyond the team's abilities. As one of the drama backstage leaders, I also learned that failure isn't a bad thing. I used to set a goal and make sure everything would go perfectly without any failures. That usually wasn't the case. But then, as I realized success originates from failure, I set more realistic goals and learned from failures to avoid them from happening in the future. People face their fears and gradually improve, just as I have. I may still be that paranoid monkey, but through recognizing my weaknesses and taking the initiative to change, I have overcome perfectionism in my own way. So, to all you perfectionists, procrastinators, and those who are critical of the paranoid monkey within them, I hope you all overcome your challenges through daily self-renewal. The journey of self-improvement is ongoing and requires courage to confront your deepest fears. Thank you.